Welcome back, everybody. It's round 3 or round 1 of whatever it is we're doing. Let's be real. We couldn't find any more background extras. They're really hard.
Yeah.
That was a.
I had one that I really liked.
The
that
Patton
I sent
Oswalt
you.
one?
No, the Mortal Kombat guys. The Yay Goro. Those dudes.
Well, somewhere in my spam email is a great clip that we'll do as like a special feature bonus.
We had to adjust from Outlook to Gmail, Danielle.
Yeah, this has been a
a
rough month for us, okay? But anyways, we're back with movie mistakes.
soft reboot.
Soft reboot, movie mistakes of all this. By the way, this is Danielle Radford,
Hi.
who sends me things I don't read. Joe Starr,
Who also does that?
and Mr. Ed Greer.
Hey guys.
So we have some movie mistakes today. Let's just get right into it. No one
do
wants
it.
to hear us banter anymore. Danielle, did you bring us a mistake today?
I did bring us a mistake today, and this comes from the classic movie Pretty Woman. So there is a scene where Julia Roberts, as her beautiful, wonderful Pygmalion hooker character, is Pygmalion hooker. That's right.
It's not a sentence I hear every day at work. So
Well, you did not study Greek theater, sir.
So she is just going to town on breakfast because she ate or something, and she starts to get down on some bread, and there's where the mistake happens. Let's roll that beautiful bread footage. Ooh, young Richard Gere.
Look at that. That croissant. That
That's a
croissant
beautiful
which
croissant.
looks pretty good.
He's so perfectly smug.
And now it's a pancake. Was a croissant. Now it's a pancake.
How do you go? That's not even in the same I love the hard copy zoom in. How do you? That's not even the same
That
family.
was like a 9/11 truther zoom.
Right?
Yeah, so she's my only guess is Julia Roberts actually ate the croissant.
The whole thing.
And like she was just
Really
chowing
housed it.
down, or someone realized, oh, croissants are like messy and gross, and someone had to keep wiping all the croissant off.
All the
of her.
flake.
Well,
Yeah.
but that's funny because I'd be like, oh, the continuity on these croissant flakes is too bad. Put a pancake in her hand.
Well, here's the discussion I feel like we have to have. When you guys eat a plate of food, do you? And there's 3 categories of food. So let's say you got steak, you got potatoes, and you got some green beans. Do you eat all of the green beans and then move on to your potatoes and then move on to your steak, or do a bite, a bite, a bite, a bite? Because I think that determines whether or not she took a bite of her croissant, put it down, picked up the pancake.
But can we talk about how she eats
Oh,
pancakes?
so you're saying this is one continuous take where she stuffed that all in her mouth?
No,
and then
or maybe
grabbed a
just
pancake?
took a bite, then had a strawberry, then picked up that pancake, then put that. This kept going. She's gonna put that
Wait,
pancake
JT,
down.
play the
and
full
she's gonna
clip.
pick up the
Yeah.
little bowl of corn
Play
pops.
the full clip because I want to see how much time there is between the switch. So you're saying between right here and his reaction shot, strawberry in your mouth, down, pick up the pancake. I suppose it's I don't know.
I don't know.
man.
I think there's a very
Just a big ol'
I think there's a very specific reason why they tried to make the because look at it's that beautiful croissant shape.
Yep.
Yep.
And then
look,
they
it's
tried
the
to mimic
same-
it with
yeah,
the.
it's the same. They're
Okay,
like,
okay.
man, we don't have any croissants. We're losing daylight here. We just gotta.
Julia's real done eating
What
bread.
if she just squeezed the croissant really hard?
Oh, so she's like Superman. Instead of diamonds from coal, she turns croissants into pancakes.
Yeah.
I haven't
Strictly
watched that
pastry
movie.
based.
Well, all I'm saying is I just think part of it is maybe they're trying to emphasize the class situation, as Danielle was talking about. The bitch is hungry. She ain't ate in a while, and she's eating like a savage orphan right now. Like she's grabbing
That's some
pancakes.
Charles Dickens eating it right
Some
there.
Charles Dickens.
Grabbing pancakes, no butter, no
Good
syrup,
rule.
boom.
She's eating like Trisha Paytas, and it's
Yeah.
like.
It could-
yes,
yeah.
Trisha Paytas reference that someone gets.
What if it's very deliberate and they're like, we know this is a continuity error, but we want to show the class. Like, yeah, she thinks she's high society eating a croissant, but then she goes to like a pancake.
Yeah.
Like just a flat out, anyone can make
Flapjack.
A flapjack.
Well, and they kind of, so if you've ever seen American Sweethearts, which is a great movie and everyone should see it, there was a
agree.
scene where her character talks about how she hadn't been eating bread and she'd lost all this weight, and they have her go into town on pancakes, and I believe that is a reference to this mistake.
Oh, really?
Because
Oh,
American
okay.
Sweethearts
That's
is one
pretty
of
cool.
those movies about movies.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Very
so there
much.
are a lot of little like references to other movies and other things. And I will always take any excuse to bring up that movie because it is legit one of my favorites. It's Cusack and Billy Crystal and Julia Roberts and a bunch of people, and it's great. You should watch it. But yeah, I think that was a reference because she's just like housing pancakes. But I think she used a fork in that.
I think you might be right though. I think that might be it. I really do.
I don't know. It's just so strange to me that they're not even the same kind of car. But like, it's, and with the cut out shape at the top, it's like clearly they were trying to match something.
I mean, just this.
They put
this-
enough
What
effort into
poor
trying to
PA
match it.
had
Right.
to like try to like.
Food scenes are hard. Food is hard in movies. That's why in is it BV? It's in BVS. That's why he's cooking those fake ass eggs in BVS.
Well, you know, as a fat person, I always notice when they're just like, they got this full ass meal. They got like all those ingredients: green beans, chicken, potatoes, salad, and they're about to eat it, and then it goes, "Oh, a Sicario is happening or something." Okay, and they just leave all that food. I'd be packing it up. You know, it's 45 minutes to the Sicario. It's 45 minutes. You got time to eat some food on the way.
Yeah, even if
Yeah, it's always breakfast.
even,
45 minutes to the Sicario.
even if there's like a fire or something, like if I'm running out the door, I'm taking a couple bites.
Yeah, I gotta go.
I gotta carb up before I run out.
And it feels like it's always breakfast because it's always like you go and it's the beautiful like platters of like eggs and fruit and cereal and oatmeal and all of these things just like your mom makes you a buffet. And then someone comes out and grabs that one sad piece of white toast
Yeah.
before they leave.
Yeah.
Right.
Now this one, okay, so this one's pretty glaring, and I think it's worth making fun of. I think it's worth even referencing in American Sweethearts. But I think the only thing more ridiculous than this are the people who on IMDb goof sections are like, that sandwich didn't have a bite in it, and then in the next shot there's a bite in it. This salad was green, but then in the next shot it's clearly wilted because they've done several takes at this point, and then they have not refreshed the salad. This like
So
those
basically,
those
the-
guys are ridiculous.
The people that
Yeah.
are writing it instead of doing a panel video about it are the ridiculous ones.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yes.
The written word is dead, Billy.
They ain't getting paid.
All right. So now that we know how everybody eats at this table, guys, we've been talking a lot about Fast and Furious. Been wondering where
God.
this franchise is going to go. Maybe to space. How they're going to do this. I'd like to posture this. I think that Fast and Furious has already done its biggest reveal. We just didn't know it at the time. I think they went back in time. I think they went all the way back in time to the Gladiator days. JT, roll that beautiful bean footage, please. You see here, a cart flips, NOS tank. What? You think horsepower? No, sir. That is Dominic Toretto's.
Whoa! That's the
NOS tank.
That's the NO5 right there.
Oh my God.
Now here's this one.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Like this one is one where it's like there's such craftsmanship in Gladiator that it's like there's so much CG. Like you built the freaking Colosseum in a computer. You can't just like cover that up with just a little bit of
It's
like
surprising someone
yeah,
missed
like
that
a
one.
CG like that one's pretty obvious too. It's not like it's in the corner or anything.
Yeah, no, it hangs out for a while.
That's dead ass in the middle of the frame that they nosed this thing to make
and
it.
look,
jump.
Make it look like a vase. Do something.
An old,
An ancient vase with all kind of.
Like that, you know, like that vase in the birdcage. It's just a bunch of Greek dudes making out. Do one of those.
I
dude.
do like the Fast and the Furious theory because the first trailer for this movie did have ball with the ball in it, and
true.
that's very Fast and
For
Furious.
Gladiator, they
Yeah.
had ball with the.
I blame
The Super Bowl spot that year.
I saw the one that had the Conan music, and that was tight.
No,
For a
the
second,
one-
they were using Conan
The very
music for
first
this.
one I ever saw was they're like unleash hell, and you just hear my name is Kid, and it was just like
Oscar-winning
what?
Gladiator, by
Yeah.
the way.
Are you not
Gladiator.
entertained?
Yeah. This is for the questions don't have any chariots with nos in them.
Well, also, this thing with these gladiators live a quarter league at a time.
Oh, fuck you.
I hate you so much.
But it makes you wonder. Okay, so now let's look at the evidence. You have the Kid Rock Ba Wada Ba trailer spot. You have
Yep.
a Nos tank in one of their chariots. Was this a different movie? And then they're like, "Oh, we got to pivot towards an Oscar thing. Here. Let's cut out the subplot here of Vin Diesel being one of the back in time gladiators here."
just to see Dominic Toretto go through a portal.
Well,
that would be
Oh
awesome.
my God.
both movies have the guy from Guardians of the Galaxy? Who? That guy? He's in Fast and the Furious. He's a bad guy in one of the Fast and Furious movies.
Dimijan.
Yeah, Demijohn's in.
Jamin
Jamin.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Jamin
Jamin
Hansu.
Hansu.
Yeah,
Jamin
he's a
Hansu.
gladiator, isn't he?
He is a gladiator. Isn't
Yeah,
he?
he's the
Yeah.
one, like his friend, right?
Yeah, this friend. I bet there was a whole extra subplot where he's actually his dude from Fast and the Furious.
Yeah.
I'm so glad I didn't just mistake a famous black actor in front of my two black friends.
Well, you mean that's how you told me Tyrese was in Gladiator?
What more can I do? I gotta stop. He
Tyrese
was
is so
sick. He
talented.
was
I
sick.
love Smooth Criminal. I love his marriage to Beyonce.
He killed it in that Pepsi commercial.
Yeah.
Fucking thing.
I hate the time my dad made a side eye at him in that elevator.
Ed, what do you got, buddy?
You know, I try not to be. I try to celebrate practical effects. You know what I mean? That's my jam. I love practical effects, but sometimes you just need the real thing, or you need some CGI. You okay?
There's no in
Sometimes, and this is one of the times. This is from American Sniper.
Ooh.
Take a good look at Bradley Cooper and his little charge that he has.
Oh, the one and only.
Take a look. Now there's a little. There's a lady, and then
Oh,
there's
that's
a
the-
baby. Now look at the baby's arm. The
Look at his
baby's
thumb.
arm moves with the
Oh,
thumb.
my God.
He's making he's weakened and burning this baby.
That looks like a Cabbage Patch Kid. That doesn't even look like a real.
In this movie's defense, and this will be the only time I do
Oh
this.
my God.
So
It could have been worse. It could have been the creepy baby
my
from
gimmick.
Twilight.
Oh yeah.
True.
That's
That was a
definitely
creepy
true.
baby.
But like, the Cabbage Patch side of the face is okay to me, but this obvious puppetry of the thumb.
Well, it's just weird that in what was clearly going to be a big Oscar-y movie, they came to set and Clint Eastwood handed Bradley Cooper, after all the days they had been shooting, all the emotions they had captured, he was handed a fake baby and was told, just
move
move
your
its
thumb, bro.
arm.
Well, I mean,
We're out of budget, man. Move that thumb.
Clint Eastwood once talked to an empty chair, so let's.
Yeah, he's not very good at
And look,
puppetry.
Listen to me, damn it! This baby represents your PTSD coming home from the war because nothing's real to you anymore.
There are good ways
Baby.
to do practical effects. Like I was watching the other day Apollo 13, my all-time favorite movie, with the commentary on, and some of those shots where they're kind of stationary but moving, that's just them in a sound stage just bobbing up and down.
Yeah.
So there are
I've
ways
done that before. It's really cool.
Right, so there are ways that it can work, but the thumb thing on clearly a doll as it
Oh
is,
my God.
it's like, man, this movie is very high caliber.
You couldn't have
Like, why-
sprung for some fishing line
Right.
over his shoulder and a
Or-
PA kneeling behind him and pulling it?
Or let me throw it out there. A baby. Yeah.
Not just a baby. You know we
Whoa.
make them.
Whoa.
Clint Eastwood is for whatever else he is really a very professional director. That's what everybody says. He comes in under budget, on time, every
Yeah.
time, and so I don't understand why they just organize a baby day. You know what I mean? Organize a day for him to sit in a chair, get his whole shot. 3 hours, I'm sitting with one baby, two babies, three babies. They make triplets, sextuplets. These people.
Just keep bringing in. We need a new baby.
It's a baby.
Yeah.
All babies look the same.
Dude,
you
you
could
think-
have 5 different babies.
You think Octomom don't need some extra Skrilla right now? She got 8 babies.
That was around the same time.
Dude, you just
Bring
move
the
in,
Octomom
move in,
babies.
and the babies don't, and you're not violating any child labor laws. This ain't Oliver Twist. You can just move the babies.
That's
in and
how they
out.
do it.
How did
Ships
we
the
get
babies.
That's why there's
how
two
did we
options.
get 2 Oliver Twist references
Dude, I got
halfway
this.
into this video?
In this
got-
video.
Keep it going.
I got orphans on the brain, man. That's weird.
But yeah, so that means this Oscar-winning movie has so much more in common with the film Tiptoes, which has my other favorite fake baby scene where Matthew McConaughey is just arguing with Kate Beckinsale, and they're just yelling at each other, and she's holding this baby, and they're both. It's clearly like a piece of wood in a blanket because they are just swinging this thing around. It's like how Rory Gilmore is coffee obsessed, but clearly always has an empty cup with her while she quips.
Yeah.
And there's clearly no liquid in it. Yeah, there's no baby in this blanket. And they're just like the child. Yeah, same with this.
Joe,
Yes.
let's do a controversial one.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
That means we're going to talk about Star Wars: The Last Jedi.
That's what that means.
Trigger alert. Here we
Uh-oh.
go.
Oh no! I like this movie a lot. Especially the, I think Kylo Ren and Rey's lightsaber scene on Snoke's flagship is one of the best lightsaber fights. I think it combines the cool flippiness of the prequel fights with fights that actually had some emotion tied to them of the original trilogy. It does kind of a nice best of both worlds. I really like that fight. That said, come on, guys. Look at this. Look at this guy's weapon go away for the sake of logic. Oh, we forgot it.
Oh yeah, look at his right
It's
hand.
I mean, it's real quick, but like
then
stabbed
boom.
in the back, and it's
no,
Oh, wow.
yeah, because it's like when it's convenient for him, because he would just stab her in the back right there.
Yeah.
Then it just disappears.
I mean, I think I don't know what the whether it was it's just something they didn't think about in the choreography or.
But it looks like he's still clearly like holding
It looks
something.
like he's trying to grip
Right.
something.
It's like an action figure where you have to slip it into the hole in their
It may have
hand.
been dude's mistake in that take, and his arm was just in the wrong spot. Maybe it was already supposed to be down. I don't know whose.
You know
fault
what? It does
necessarily
look
was.
like he is punching her in the back. So that might be why they got rid
But
of
then
it. 'Cause
what-
it'd be like, oh, well, if the weapon was there.
So maybe it was on the
Yeah.
special effects end. The guy was like, what's dope? 2 daggers, and that guy ruined.
Well, yeah, because
The
look at
shot.
the field around the left hand.
Yeah, 'cause
I think that whole hand is CG. Like, you know what I mean? Whatever's in it. When you go back a little bit, I think in the middle of their tussle, the hand is a little weird looking. And
But
look at the left hand in the middle of the tussle, and we get to right.
But I think it just goes to show, that obviously in the outline for The Last Jedi that J.J. Abrams gave us, Rey was supposed to die and be stabbed in the back, and that dastardly Ryan Johnson,
Joe, I have a different theory.
with his SJW agenda, was like, no, take the dagger out. and she
I
kills this
think
guy.
that Mary Sue Ray can just make
Make
lightsabers
weapons disappear. Oh, so
Just let her do
overpowered.
anything.
So overpowered, and it's just very frustrating.
Well, and where's the insert shot of her just kind of karate chopping it out of his hand or something? You know,
Right?
something-
Show me the
something,
shot. Show
you
me
know?
the karate chop.
Yeah, just come on,
gotta be
man.
there.
You got $200 million and no insert shots.
This one's not a big one, but especially in a movie like Ryan Johnson's a very strong visual director, and this is another one where it's like, whoa, how'd you miss that? Like Gladiator,
Right,
it's like, how'd
right.
you miss that? Nos?
Right.
But this
How'd you
one to
miss that
me,
Nos?
this one seems different than the Nos, because the Nos is like, whoa, how did you miss that? Where this is like, I feel like they saw it and they're like, oh shit, we need to, maybe no one
Yeah.
else will know if we, because someone was probably like, hey, wouldn't he just stab her? And it looks like a decision that was made after the fact rather than like, oops, how did
it
we
does
not,
legit
you
look
know?
like he's giving her a kidney punch, like the way that his arm goes up.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, if there was a knife there, it would be going through our heroine.
Yeah. Again,
a-
just overpowered.
But that would actually be fitting with like Last Jedi, where you're like, didn't see that coming. That actually would have been a good,
and Rey's dead, and okay.
Where's this movie taking me? I don't know. But this was one that I know there's probably some Star Wars people in the comments are going to be like, there's an explanation for this. But this was one that I never even caught until much later. I think like when it came out on Blu-ray and people were like
On view
frame by
26,
frame-
I don't
Yeah.
have a problem. It's
People
fine.
were frame by framing it. I never really. Maybe that's the other thing with this one is like it is so quick that they're like no one's really gonna pay attention.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah, I think I don't know when they put that second knife in there. That's the thing that's bothering me because I don't know if it was supposed to be the whole way through or whatnot. Because what happens with the ha-ta-ta, I stop your sword move or any of the
Right.
things you would do if you had 2 of those. He doesn't do any of those. He seems to exclusively fight with the right one as though his left hand is empty. But then some computer guy was like, man, yeah, like you're
I
right.
love 2 knives.
Yeah,
Well, I think
Darth
there's-
Maul, my favorite.
There's a decision. There's a decision that has to get made in post because a lot of times we're like, did no one see it? And I honestly think they do. I honestly think they looked at Gladiator and they were like, shit, that NOS tank is there for a while. But it's like, if you don't have any other options and it's a choice between, maybe with that they could have covered it, splashed a little GIF art of a vase on there like we were talking.
Well, also, y'all keep saying Nos, and I keep thinking Nas, and now I just keep seeing a
you
Nas
can hate
tape.
me now. Yeah.
You can hate me now.
But in the case of something really quick where you can't really edit around this in this fight scene, it's like, well, what do? Do we cut a huge chunk of this fight scene just because we've screwed up with this dagger, or do we keep the fight scene in because it's awesome? Similar to the chariot thing. It's like this chariot thing is dope, and if we cut around this, it loses some impact. So do we just cross our fingers and hope the internet doesn't get invented?
And then it was.
Absolutely was.
Danielle, this is one that's been bothering me since I was a youngin'.
This has bothered me since, as everyone knows, Batman Returns is one of my favorite movies of all
So
time.
good.
It's the best Batman movie.
possibly
I agree.
the best Batman. But
It
this
is.
has always bugged me, and it is a problem that has happened. This isn't the only thing where this happens. It seems to be an issue anytime you're dealing with dudes in a mask. So let's see the scene. Look at that.
I love the scene too.
Such
It
a
makes me
great
so
scene.
mad.
Right down the
center.
middle. Such a-
And
I'd love to
then
go
And
live
then-
with you in your palace.
no eye
And then no
makeup.
eye black because he's taking off the mask and they don't want us to know that Batman uses eyeliner.
But you're right. This is so.
Eye black.
Eye black? Just to give him those no eye
it's
black.
so-
No black.
this is one of those ones where you may just not realize it the first time you see it. You will never not see this now. Ever.
Right.
Never, ever, ever not see it.
What?
It's so distracting.
Oh, JT, go back to the black for a second, please. Okay, check it out. This is the original neighborhood. And this is gentrification.
We opened a Quiznos.
I like that he puts his head down right as you say that too. Like, I know.
there's a poke bowl here now.
But you're right. They did this in The Dark Knight and The Dark Knight Rises. Dark Knight Rises, he takes off his helmet. There's nothing there. They also did this in one of my favorite superhero movies, The Phantom, with Billy Zane. At the very end, he takes off his mask and there's no...
To reveal his
Why
red
can't
wig.
we let our heroes have part of their montage be putting the makeup on?
I've never dated a woman that was like, ew, eye makeup on a dude. I've never dated a woman that wasn't like,
Jared Leto
I'm
stay
in.
getting laid.
yeah, let Batman have some eye makeup on. He's already a crazy person that dresses like a bat. You don't think he's gonna put on a little guy liner?
But what's crazy is that in Batman Forever and Batman and Robin, Joel Schumacher takes the time to show the montage of them suiting up and getting ready with ass shots and everything.
Yeah.
And there's even one with Robin where he puts his mask on and the makeup's like kind of already there. It's like, just acknowledge
Show
that
it.
they put the makeup
have-
on.
Like they do
Put
in
it
Kick-Ass.
part of it.
Just do a compact. Like you said, they got 45 minutes to Sicario. You got time in the Batmobile. Just show up. Do it.
That's like my wife, just like rear view mirror putting
it's
on
like
her.
we do
Can you not break as hard? I'm doing things around my eye.
Rocking it through the streets of Gotham, shooting grappling hooks to make tight turns. And he's like, "Ah!"
Well,
wait.
I guess this is just a smudge day.
But
Robin.
wait,
I guess this is
JT,
just
put
a smudge day.
put the clip back up. JT, look at how like evenly distributed it is. Look at how just like it's like really good quality
Yeah,
makeup
he did a
too that
good
he's
job.
using. I just don't understand.
Well, you know what? You know what I think it is? I think Batman has become a victim of these politically correct times. Because he doesn't want to put black on his face openly. You see? Because people be like, oh, this rich ass dude in the mansion putting on blackface and punching poor people at night. This some bullshit. You know what I mean? So he goes, no, I'm going to stay away from the Jolson effect. Even though I need it, I'm going to stay away from it. I'm going to minimize
I'm gonna
it.
risk my identity.
Yeah. I'm not ready to risk it all.
Also, for anyone who's wondering how they create this look at home, so what you're gonna want to do is take some coal black eyeliner,
Yeah.
and then what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna smudge it out with a little bit of black over top, and maybe just like a hint of blue or some sparkle, because it really brings out your eyes.
Well, but make sure you powder that too, so it stays on.
Oh,
you
yeah,
don't
you
want to
definitely wanna
You
set
want to
that
take
with
a Joker
the-
fist, and then he just comes away with that white glove with just a bunch of black smudge on his face.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. Ah, smell your makeup, Batman! Yeah, he doesn't want to be taunted by the other villains in the schoolyard.
Maybe it
So
really
he
is a
hides it.
thing.
Like,
Like
you didn't use any setting powder today.
he's so against being like the Joker that he refuses to acknowledge that he also wears
Wears makeup.
Yeah, maybe it's like a deep psychological
I like
thing.
that.
Huh,
Okay,
yeah.
I dig that.
Yeah, thank you, JTE.
JTE said
yeah.
he wants to know why the suit's so easy to rip, because the script needs him to rip it.
Yeah.
That
Oh,
is why.
while we're on that,
Bulletproof, knife proof, but it's not.
I know you
brick-proof.
can't pull this up, but guys, whip out your trusty dusty Batman Returns, and when the Penguin has taken over Batman's Batmobile, how does Batman solve that issue? This Batmobile, who has survived explosions right next to it in the previous movie, he punches through the floor of the Batmobile to grab the thing that's controlling the Batmobile and throw it away. I can't punch through the floor of my Kia. And I don't know anybody who can. You know what I mean?
I couldn't punch through this desk,
You know what I mean? So, I mean,
and
there's-
it was
yeah.
made in 3 hours.
Yeah, everything in Tim Burton's universe is either super strong or made of paper, depending on the take.
Yep.
And I think that that's just fine.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna say, isn't that any comic book is really just like it's all about convenience of plot? Like,
How many
it just
times has
has to
somebody
be-
kicked out a windshield? Try it. Try to kick out a windshield in your normal life, just
But
rolling
all
around.
that said, I think Batman and most superheroes, I think just embrace the Furiosa look.
Yeah,
It's
Yes.
a cool
Agreed.
look.
You know what? I'm wondering though, because I'm wondering if they thought it would be too Boy George, because Boy George now, in order to cover his double chin, because he doesn't want to have a beard, he does this thing now where he contours and makes his neck black. And I believe he was doing it at that time. That's how he slims himself down. So maybe because the way the cowl rips, it also does a very slimming thing with his jawline.
Oh, because you can't see the under.
Yeah,
under
you
his
can't
chin.
see. So maybe they were
Yeah.
like, "Ooh, too Boy George, got to take that off."
Wow, the insight. I didn't think of that angle, but
me
yeah.
neither. Thank you, Danielle.
welcome.
Ed
This is why having women representation on camera is important.
is very important.
So I can talk shit about Boy George, a very kind man who's done nothing to me.
Ed, you want to close us out? I didn't think we'd run into this issue again so soon, but here we are.
Man, cinema
Wildcats.
is just unfortunately seems to be littered with these things. I mean, I don't understand. We've had so much problems in this country with this issue. You know what I mean? But this movie is the classic, well, not so classic to me. My girlfriend loves it. Die Hard 2, where the terrorists are trying to synchronize their watches and get their bombs and their tanks and their guns, and they're doing whatever
your
to
head, in your
destroy
head.
stuff. Yeah. And so they're getting their stuff together and they're going to grab their suitcase and go do some stuff. So roll it, JT. We see these two white terrorist gentlemen and a black one. And they're synchronizing their watches and they're going to get their stuff. Black man's like, yeah, I'm about to go do this.
Oh, it's that dude.
White hand, black guy.
yeah,
Now,
Tyrese.
Yeah, Tyrese again. Now look, black man, presumably black hand, nope, white hand. Grabs it, picks it back up, and they cut. So, and the thing that perplexes me, guys, this was a pickup shot.
Yeah, yeah.
They wanted to get the shot of the hand grabbing the thing, but I guess the black guy wasn't there. He was
Look,
off on another job doing stuff.
the one
Vitiligo
black
is a
actor
real
that day.
problem that affects our community.
Right, and you can't get.
Wait. Does he just have light ass hands? Can we go back? I just want.
I don't
Does he
think we
have
ever-
super light hands?
I don't think we ever see his hands.
He has. Wait, he has a blue. Oh,
Is he wearing
Yeah,
gloves?
No,
yeah,
he does
no.
not have light gloves.
No, yeah.
Or light hands. No.
Dark
Like-
hand.
But it'd be funny if a Mickey Mouse glove just comes in the frame.
Yeah, that was definitely a white dude's hand.
White
Yeah.
dude's hand. And I
Was
just
that
don't
ever
get
in
it.
dispute, Joe?
No. But and the thing I think is really sad. I don't want to get on an SJW rant here, but there wasn't no black
reverse Miller?
There wasn't no black prop master. You could have. Hey, can I borrow your hand, Jim? You know what I mean? There wasn't no black boom operator. There wasn't a black script girl or
It's a
script
union
guy.
thing, man.
No, you know
That
what
prop
I'm
guy was like,
just a bunch of Italian dudes sitting around doing nothing, and then they put their hand in the frame. Like, hey, come here, Guido. You got to play this black guy's hand. That's just horrible.
I think on this list of like watching, and we keep saying like, how did no one notice this? Like, this is the one that it's like, I'd be shocked if they watched a rough cut and no one was like, let's make a note of that. Like everything else, you could be like, maybe they won't notice. Maybe it won't matter.
What if it had reached down and had a half-eaten pancake in its hand?
He came back up with makeup under his eye.
And then he drives away with a nitrous tank. Just
Well, here's the problem: is that the dude who does the edits, he is so progressive that he doesn't see color. So when the other hand came in,
It's about time.
So Die Hard 2 is actually a statement on how there is no race.
yeah,
We're all just human
one
beings.
Race,
Yeah,
the human
absolutely.
race.
Yeah.
I mean, and
We
they-
all pick up boxes.
yeah,
We all pick up our bombs the same, one-handedly.
one hand at a time.
Very uncareful. It's just a bomb, after all.
Oh, and shout out to what is not Dennis Farina? What's the guy from NYPD Blue? Sipowicz. The guy.
I'm sorry, man. I'm hanging
Oh,
off the dry.
damn.
I'm not sure.
Anyway, there's a Chicago sergeant that talks to John McClane like he's a dumb ass. He's like, oh, I saw that thing you did at Nakatomi Towers. I don't think you're a hero. That guy gives a great performance in this movie. So while I was looking for the clips, just
Revisited?
watch Sipowicz's performance in this movie. It's really good.
Right on.
Guys, that's some glaring / hilarious / obnoxious / memorable movie mistakes. We haven't decided on a title yet, so I want to make sure
just
we
cover
get
all
all
the
those
ground.
adjectives in, just in case. So we have delivered on some front of what we said that this video was going to be. I think this is fun. I think we're probably going to do this again.
Billy, I am so glad that you have figured out how to monetize us hanging out with our friends.
For,
man,
for
yeah.
a half hour.
Well done. Good to see these folks.
Well, thank you guys for figuring out how to let us do this again. Danielle Radford, thank you so much. SJU every Thursday and Movie Fights every Thursday. Mr. Ed Greer, SJU every Wednesday. Joe Starr, Honest Trailer Commentaries, SJU, Movie Fights, does it all.
Could have been worse.
It could have been worse. One of my favorites. A lot of cool
Thank you.
stuff. All this stuff is right here on SJ News and SJ Main. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, go watch it right now. Everybody, go make some mistakes so we can talk about them. Bye.
Bye.